Okay, guys, we are going to do the teacher cubist collage where we merge two faces together. All right. So how are we going to do that? I want you to have the two images open that you want to use. So I'm going to use our old vice principal again, Mr. Gella, and I'm going to use Mrs. Marizio, who's from Team 1. All right. I have both faces here. I'm going to build my image on top of Mrs. Marizio, but I'm going to start over here with Mr. Gella. Okay. And what I'm going to do first, and I'm going to do a kind of a quick selection. I want to kind of pull over part of his face and almost do like a Phantom of the Opera kind of style mask. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before, but it's a famous opera where there's this character and he wears a mask and it kind of covers half his face. So I'm making a really quick selection. You're going to do a better job than me. I just don't want to take a long time with this. Okay, there we go. Now, the thing I want to show you, the technique that I want to show you is what's called feathering. I'm going to go, so my selection is made. I'm going to go up to Select, Modify, Feather. And it's at 25 pixels. That's quite a few, but let's do it because you get a sense of what it actually does. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now, you might have noticed that it kind of rounded off the corners of it. Okay, but that's not all it's doing to the selection. So just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and copy this, Control-C. I'm going to paste it. New layer. I'll turn off the background. Notice how it softened the edges. Let me zoom in. It softened the edges, so it makes the selection a lot less abrupt and sharp and harsh, okay? And it kind of lends itself to this sort of project because now I'm going to go ahead and copy this, bring it over to Ms. Marizio. Okay? And you can see that those edges, I can blend it in with her face a little bit more, okay? Now, Mr. Gella's head in this photograph is much larger than Mrs. Marizio, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Edit, Free Transform, and then I can start to play around with size. And I can squish Mr. Gella a little bit. To get it someplace that I feel like matches up pretty good. That's kind of good. All right. That's kind of hilarious, actually. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is this. I'm going to grab my eraser tool, and I am going to take away some of this. We have a little bit more of Mr. Gella's head up here than we want, so I'm going to make a brush size a little bit bigger. I'm going to bring the hardness way down, and I'm going to bring the opacity down on it because I want to really softly kind of start to take this away up here so it reveals some of that missing information from Mrs. Marizio's head. You can see her hair coming through. When I have the opacity lower like that, it means I have to do multiple run passes on it. Okay. And that looks kind of good. Now, the last thing I want to show you is, you notice that Mrs. Marizio's forehead is a lot brighter than Mr. Gella's is right here. I'm going to make a level adjustment, okay? So I'm going to go to Image. I'm going to go to Adjustments. I'm going to go to Levels, okay? So this is an interesting way you can do like color corrections or exposure corrections. When you're in the Levels palette, you have 3 points. You have a black point, a white point, and a gray point. I'm going to take the black point and go ahead and start to slide that over. See how it's making it darker? So that's what we don't want, actually. So I'm going to go to the other side, take the white point, and start to pull that. And I want to find some place where they start to merge up. That lightened it up a little bit, but it's still a little off. So now I'm going to take the gray point and do something like this. And I can turn on and off the preview so you can see it's kind of subtle, but it's definitely a little bit more consistent with what Miss Marizio's skin was like. And then I'll click OK. All right, now that was just a quick one. I want you guys to keep going. I want you to make it with multiple layers. I want you to have a lot of fun with it. You can use multiple teachers' faces. You don't have to just use 2. You can use 3, 4, 5, okay? I want you to make at least 2 of these things, and I can't wait to see what you guys do. All right.